everyone, this is Michelle Burney with Uncover Your Radiance Within. And today's topic has to do with gratitude. And I know that it's a big buzzword, gratitude, practicing gratitude. And if you look up gratitude, there is research that shows that practicing gratitude, having gratitude, does show psychological benefits, physical benefits. There are studies that show it can help alleviate depression, anxiety, it can help lower blood pressure, help with sleep. Just as I mentioned last week in my stillness, and these are actually interconnected, there are these physical and mental, emotional benefits to some of these practices. And you might think to yourself, oh my gosh, just another thing to add to my to-do list, right? And I'm going to encourage you to feel your gratitude, to not think of it as something else to do, or I need to remember to do it, but to have it become so intertwined in how you live your life that you learn to feel that gratitude so that it does become just part of you and who you are. And with that, you can really become brighter and more radiant. And that's, my big push here for all of us is to feel brighter and to feel that warmth. And when you feel that gratitude, this is kind of a newer phenomenon for me, honestly, because I'm not a very emotional person. I never consider myself a very emotional person. Just kind of level. I don't typically ever get too mad, too sad, too happy, too excited. I'm pretty even keel and have been my entire life. And it was in talking with my sister about emotions. She had been told to really embrace those emotions, to accept them, embrace them, and then let them go. And in all my personal growth journey and reading different books and things, and that's really the big thing, is you can't hold on to your emotions, but you also need to acknowledge your emotions. And I think that's something I didn't do. I just tried to let them go, didn't acknowledge them. And I am learning to acknowledge my emotions. And the feeling that can come with gratitude is something that is so warming, so filling. It really does truly, I feel like it makes me radiate. And an example that came up really feeling gratitude was last week. I'm leaving my job of 25 years and my last day with my students. Didn't know how, I wasn't really feeling, I even told my husband through the week, I feel kind of numb, I'm not feeling anything. And that was kind of concerning to me. But on that last day, after the students left, I felt so warm inside. And I made a Facebook post and I said I was feeling loved. And I think I was trying to express the warmth that I felt was radiating from within me because of the gratitude I had for working with those students, for being in that position. I just was able to sit back and to feel gratitude for this gift, for this period of my life. And I want to encourage you to feel this gratitude. And in feeling gratitude, it does interconnect with our talk last week on stillness, because to truly feel gratitude, and again, not to say, oh, it's one more thing I have to do today, I need to think gratitude or think about what I'm, appreciative for or thankful for. But if you can just start to live that way, and you start to live that way in that stillness. So in that stillness, whether you're, in nature, I mentioned out in nature, just observing, looking for certain colors. But if you can take a walk and just observe and be appreciative when you do see those red flowers, or you see that yellow bird. I noticed this yellow bird the other day, and it was amazing. I think it was a canary, I'm not sure. But anyways, that can start your process of gratitude. I remember, I think my first times when I would feel gratitude when I was younger is when I had sleeping babies, when my kids were babies, and you just look at them and watch them sleep. And in that stillness, there's so much love and appreciation and gratitude for them. And that's that warm feeling that you can get again. I miss that feeling, but it can come back. And it's in that stillness where this all starts. It's in those moments where I recently tried this a few times this year, and it really did bring about gratitude, was to find stillness in my classroom. And in that stillness, instead of rushing to, I can check my email because the kids are quiet, they're taking a test, everybody's quiet, check my email or to do this or walk around. I found myself sitting, even during a final exam, sitting and just looking at each of those, 20 something students, and looking at the gift that they really are. They all have these unique properties, these unique gifts. And I sat in gratitude. I felt so warm and loving to look that I was able to touch their lives. I was able to be part of their day. And that's another example of gratitude. I could just feel that warmth from within. And I've started to do this even, with my kids. Last night at graduation, just taking it all in, kind of sitting there absorbing, and I'll mention graduation in a little bit also. But in those moments of stillness, even within your own self, like to think about, when you listen to yourself breathe, just to be appreciative for this breath, to be appreciative for your body, and not think about what your body isn't doing or where you have struggles, where you may have pain, but to think about how amazing this body is of what you can do. So gratitude. So besides, that stillness, another way to really find this gratitude, this feeling of gratitude, is really, you have to reframe how you look at things. It is a lot of reframing. For example, my last week of school, wasn't really looking forward to it. We had students full days instead of half days. And, I was a little concerned that some of my stinkers were going to be stinkers, even bigger stinkers that last week, just acting up. But I thought to myself, I can't look into this dreading this time. Instead of the handful of stinkers that potentially could act up or maybe, affect your day. So, I have so many, 95 or more percent of my kids are awesome. They're wonderful human beings. And I'm going to go into this week like appreciating these last moments together. And so in that, flipping my mindset and reframing how I approached that week, it ended up being a really amazing week. And overall, the kids were great. And yeah, you have those stinkers, but I learned to appreciate them and everybody else, like I said, just by flipping how I looked at that week. Graduation last night, my youngest son graduated, and I was very, grateful to have my dad there, but I didn't have my mom there. And in those moments, I could have been sad, just missing her. But I was appreciative. I found that stillness in having my dad there and having my husband there, but also in having my ex-husband there, and his new wife. Because instead of looking at the divorce through a negative lens, I really could look at my ex-husband, the divorce, everything that goes down. I could continue to look at it through a negative lens, but I've learned to flip it. I've learned to be grateful that we all get along now. It's what's done is done. Everybody's better off now. But we were able to give my son the gift of all of us sitting down to get dinner together, all of us sitting together at graduation. And I really felt gratitude for being, able to be there for our son. And again, it's reframing your thoughts and how you look at people and situations and things. And instead of dwelling on the negative, to really accept it, move forward and try to embrace the positivity of that. And in that moment, my son was able to have his dad and his stepmom and his mom and his stepdad and his grandfather all there for him. Which is a great gift, because the more people that love your kids, the better they are. And, I'm so grateful that we could show him all that love together as united front. Gratitude is a practice, though. It really is a practice. I think, just like I said, in my growth journey and my readings and things coming up, and it wasn't even something I consciously decided to do, but I think it just made me look at my days differently. It made me, like I said, appreciate this in that stillness, appreciate things around me in that stillness, which all then brings about this gratitude. And I'm getting to this point where I really can start to feel that gratitude, to feel this warmth, to feel this energy, to feel this love. And I really want that for all of you in your lives. But again, it is a practice. So it starts slowly. It probably won't all come at once. But again, in those moments of stillness, look around and be appreciative for the beauty, for the wonder, for nature. The video I shared by Ed Milet, he said he just observes and will observe his hand. Look at yourself and be in wonder, be gracious, have gratitude for who you are and your body and what you're able to do. Reframing is really important. Focus on what you can do as opposed to what you can't do. Have gratitude for what those things that you can do. that you're still physically able to mow your lawn, and kind of reframing it instead of a chore, like I'm able to do this. And I do this with exercise and working out. Instead of seeing it as a punishment, I reframe it as this is what my body can do. This is an amazing gift I give myself because I let my body, do these tasks. Also think about what you have as opposed to what you don't have. Sit on your deck, have a glass of wine, and appreciate your home, appreciate what you have. I have an apartment right now because we're in transition. Like, I appreciate my space, I appreciate my dog, like just kind of look around and feel that love and appreciation. And in terms of appreciation, sharing appreciation with people can mean so much to you, like giving to people, saying thank you, saying I love you, showing appreciation even to someone who helps you at the store, the kid who helps load the bottled water into your car, telling them I appreciate you really helps to spread that idea of gratitude. And giving that appreciation, it really helps you feel warmer and better inside. So I encourage you to think of people that maybe you could think of people who you could tell that you appreciate them. Tell people you love them more. And that's all part of building this practice of gratitude. Lastly, which is more of a routine, if you need more structure in a gratitude practice, could be an end of night routine. Like I talked about stillness in the morning, you could find stillness at night, but in that stillness, looking for gratitude. What was something good that happened that day? What's the key or a significant moment from that day that you're grateful for? Or it could be in starting your day with a gratitude practice. Like I'm grateful for this day ahead of me. I'm grateful that I have the opportunity to do this today. I'm grateful that my body allows me to do this task today. But just reframing those thoughts can be so good. Some of the research even shows that this practice of gratitude can actually restructure and like change your brain for the good. So start small. I like to start in that stillness and just look around and appreciate. Like I said, just spread the love, thank yous, appreciate people. If you need, like I said, more structure, that maybe journaling at night, and writing down what are you grateful for that day could be part of the process. But again, I don't want you to think of gratitude as something that you have to do, another thing to add to your busy list. But if you can start to practice those little things, it will become part of your day. It'll just become part of how you live. And when you live with more gratitude, I know this sounds kind of hokey, and I'm not a very lovey-dovey person, but I do feel that when you live with gratitude, you do feel lighter and brighter and warmer. And that's what I want for everyone, like I said earlier, is to be more radiant. And I think a big part of that is living with gratitude and actually feeling that gratitude that you can give. So everybody, this is Michelle Burney with Uncovering Your Radiance Within, and I hope that you can take some small little steps